Thanks for being here. I'd imagine that your client knows better than anybody what it's like to face the consequences of intervening.
Yes, that's a point I've made to people, who have approached us after the case, and obviously we're elated with the verdict. It was the correct verdict. But I always try to stress upon people that, that does not relieve the trauma of what it's like for someone in my client's position to have faced the weight of a felony prosecution, a felony indictment, the 18, 19 months of uncertainty and anxiety that come with that. That is life altering, no matter how well like I said, no matter how well the verdict comes out. Those scars just don't heal. And if you look at a situation like the just horrific incident we saw on the subway this weekend, people watching that and seeing the hell that my client went through, it may not have been going through the minds of the specific individuals that were there that morning, but just in general, as events like these occur throughout the city and beyond, it's very reasonable to expect that people will see what happened to my client and what he had to go through before he was exonerated and not want to take the risk of intervening or helping.
Do you sense at all that that's also what's going on with police officers? Because in the video that was filmed by someone watching her burn to death, not intervening, there were also officers who were walking on their radios, and although it cuts off at the 1 minute mark, you don't see them taking off their jackets and trying to smother her. There's definitely a discussion to be had about whether all the protocols were followed, but you also have this statistic from an analysis that shows 22.8% of NYPD officers want to leave as soon as possible, as soon as a feasible opportunity arises. That was a study that was just done. Do you think that the Daniel Penny effect, as it's been discussed, is playing into how they approach their jobs as well?
Well, I think that the situation of the police officers in New York City and other major cities has been going on for quite some time. Did my client's situation help the problem? Probably not. But the reality is that the radical progressive agenda, the defund the police crowd, the radical elements of the BLM crowd and beyond that were, not about racial justice, which of course is a good thing, but were really about demonizing police and vindicating certain criminal elements at any cost, no matter how culpable they were, based on identity. Of course, had a terrible effect on policing. It's one thing, to put your life on the line as a police officer, as police officers do every day, and say, look, I accept that risk because I want to serve, I want to help people. But to do it and then have a political apparatus or large swaths of the public in these cities that they're serving not supportive of them, not recognizing their efforts, their heroism, then it just becomes, a thankless job where you're taking on incredible personal risk, and there is no safety net. In fact, they'll often weaponize that system against you, as they try and armchair quarterback something that, they weren't there, that they're not on the front lines. Right. They don't know what it's like to deal with those circumstances. So, yeah, I mean, that is tragic.
Well, your client, Daniel Penny, obviously knows what that's like firsthand. Luckily, the outcome was a good one for him, but I'm sure, as you just said, life-altering. So, Tom Kenniff, thank you for being here and explaining that for us. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.